Welcome to Tube Talk with Toy. On this episode, we will be unraveling 10 things about Nipsey Hussle they don't want you to know. One of Hussle's most prolific quotes is, "The highest human act is to inspire," and that's what he used his life to do.
And all kind of crazy diamonds and all that. I guess you here to get your money right, huh?
All the time. I mean, all that is cool for the image and all that, but all them is liabilities, you feel me? I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I said invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Cars that lose value, supposed to drop them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset. Take care of my people, because it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating, it's depreciating. It's losing value.
What do you think? Why do you think it's so hard for people to get that message? You know, I mean, one half you get guys that say they got to impress the females. Female ain't trying to talk to you unless you blinged out. On the other hand, you got other people feel like they got to show off to the homies and impress them with their riches. I mean, what do you think is how do we get that out of that mindset?
Man, I feel like that's insecurity. Material things ain't nothing, you feel me?
In 2018, Hussle spoke with the LA Times and stated his inspiration for creating opportunities for others stems from his own childhood. Growing up as a kid, I was looking for somebody that cared. Not to give me anything, but somebody that cared. Someone that was creating the potential for change and that had an agenda outside of their own self-interest. Hussle also stated, "If you're in a position where the streets will listen to you and respect you, and the boardroom will listen to you and respect you, you've got a job to do." From the relentless, gang-infested streets of the Crenshaw district in South Los Angeles, to the boardroom, solidifying million-dollar deals and partnerships with Fortune 500 companies. Armias Ashkodon, also known as Nipsey Hussle, was truly prolific. Like Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, and so many other great catalysts for change, Nipsey Hussle was a visionary. He was a change agent for the black community. Before he could see the dream, before he could conceive the dream, he believed it. Number 1. Nipsey was a serial entrepreneur.
Council member, Council District 8. And let me just say on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, this is the biggest grand opening of any business anywhere in Southern California today. This is the world's first smart store. This is the world's community store. I was just telling Sam and the family, there are a lot of CEOs of a lot of companies like J. Crew and a whole bunch of other companies that get paid millions of dollars. They can't figure out how to open a store on Sloss.
Idris Sandu, log that name, nigga. Google that name. Marathon store, first smart store, the world's smartest store.
Nipsey named his clothing store The Marathon because he said life is like a marathon, and the marathon requires the most endurance of any race. It teaches you how to mentally and physically prepare, and there are different stages of the race, just like life. Nipsey transitioned from hustling in the parking lot to owning the entire strip mall. He wanted to emulate what they were doing on Melrose, Soho, and Japan, combining fashion with culture, so he decided to do the same, but in his own neighborhood. He created the first smart store in the world. All merchandise has special barcodes that work with the Marathon Store app. When you scan the barcode, the customer receives exclusive music and content, oftentimes before it is released to the public. This concept was revolutionary when Hussle opened his store in 2017. Nipsey was so thorough, he also created a water line to help quench your thirst while you run your race. In addition to the Marathon clothing store, Hussle also owned a T-Mobile wireless connection store, a fish market restaurant, and a barber shop, all in the same plaza. He continued to pour into the economy of the Crenshaw district by opening a Fat Burger restaurant, and he also had a human hair store.
The way we consider our moves is we think about the status quo and the standard. And I think that work against creativity sometimes and work against honesty. I said, my cultural influence even rivalution. I'm integrated vertically, y'all niggas blew it. They tell me hustle, dumb it down, you might confuse them. This ain't that weirdo rap you motherfuckers used to. And, you know, for all the business majors and everybody that's up on business, you know, very few companies or brands are integrated vertically. Ford was integrated vertically from production to consumption. They owned every part of the supply chain. And I look at myself as one of the artists. I would say Jay-Z might be the only one. He owns title and he owns his masters. And that's the space we exist in.
Number 2, medical marijuana dispensaries. Hussle went from hustling on the block and going in and out of jail to becoming a legal and professional medical marijuana distributor. Most popular for the OG strand, Hussle's dispensary has an elaborate array of strands and edibles.
So I want to take y'all inside, show y'all the actual retail setup of the Marathon OG 7-gram packaging. There's a lot of dispensaries and clinics selling false, unauthorized versions of the brand. So basically, it's only one way you're going to see this packaging. It's the Marathon OG. You know, this is 7-gram pack, this 120. This how it's going to look. If it don't look like this, if it ain't sealed, you getting ripped off, you paying the high for some booth. You know what I mean? So get a good look at this. I'm going to take y'all in the back and show y'all the grow room. Take y'all back here to the grow house, show y'all the whole operation. This whole room is Marathon OG. It ain't no other strand being grown in here. It's a pure OG. You know, this LA, man, so we grew up just smoking OG. You know, it's a lot of other brands and categories of weed, but in LA, we really big on the OG, so I wanted my brand to just be a pure OG, and I wanted to be affiliated with the Marathon companies and other brands.
Number 3, Too Big to Fail, the Science, Technology, Economics, and Mathematics Center. In conjunction with Vector 90. Hussle stated, "I'm especially empathetic to that feeling. Being a young person in that situation where you got talent and you just have no way to articulate it or voice it, or connect with the platforms, or, you know, just shine what your gifts are. For the world, you go to any inner city around this country, you felt that sense of hopelessness and helplessness. Essentially feel like they've played with an unfair hand their entire lives. My concern is that as this becomes an increasing problem in this country, there won't be the political will or the resources to address it in these communities that were left behind. So Vector 90 is a solution to kind of address these gaps in opportunity and exposure and access." Number 4, he advocated against gun and gang violence. Although Hussle was a Crip, he worked tirelessly to end gang and gun violence. The day following his murder, he was scheduled to meet with the president of LA Board of Commissioners and the city chief of police to brainstorm on ways he could use his celebrity to combat gang violence. One reason that Nipsey created the STEM Center was so that he could allow the youth of Crenshaw to explore alternative paths to success other than being a rapper or a basketball player.
I come from gang culture. Yep. I know Chicago, this is a city of gang culture, but it's a self-destructive way of life. But that's what we was raised on. And it's a delicate balance to try to say something else to these young people and even to your own generation, because it's contrary to what outside is what's going on. So it's about being strategic and leading people without losing them.
Number 5, he was a philanthropist. He renovated local playgrounds and basketball courts. Nicknamed Neighborhood Nip, he got this name because of his undying love and support for the community that raised him. He was unhappy with the dilapidated condition of the children's playgrounds and basketball courts, so he partnered with Puma to restore and renovate them. Hussle stated, "Puma is my partner on the basketball project, and they are a good partner to have. They understand their obligation to the communities that support their products, and my goal is to redefine what the streets expect." Hussle also stated, "After spending time reflecting, meditating, and being honest with myself, I realized it was an obligation for me to come back to my community and bring the resources that I had." Number 6, Job Outreach Program. He employed the homeless, formerly incarcerated, and people needing a second chance. Nipsey learned that you gauge your successes by how many people you are able to bless, and that's what he did. He decided to give second chances to the homeless, felons, and those struggling by helping to rehabilitate them and employing them in his many businesses. He also stressed the importance of voting and how it impacted the Black community, so he hosted voter registration events to educate the people. Number 7, Shoe Giveaway with Puma. When Nipsey became a brand ambassador for Puma, not only did he partner with them to renovate the basketball courts, but he also used his endorsement to go back into his community and provide free shoes for elementary children in need. Number 8, Revitalize Crenshaw, Anti-Gentrification. Destination Crenshaw is many things, one being a museum, outdoor art, and cultural center celebrating Black Los Angeles. Nipsey wanted the inhabitants of Black communities to benefit from the beautifying process. He wanted the architects of hip-hop culture to be the main beneficiaries of what they're creating, because we've been colonized and our culture is emulated, but we rarely reap the benefits. Nipsey also helped to stimulate the economy and local Black restaurants in Crenshaw by creating the Foodminati. This was a collaborative effort to bring more exposure to Black eateries. 3 local restaurant owners, Mr. Fry's, Taco Mill, and All Flavor No Grease, which are all members of the Foodminati, stated that Hussle helped to bring exposure to their establishments. Mr. Fry said that one post from Nipsey on his Instagram page took him from working in the kitchen at his home to owning his own brick-and-mortar restaurant, and business is booming.
Ross told me something real. He was like, you measure your success by how many people you bless. And I'd never heard that before. And then he also said another combo was like, I don't want $1 more than what's mine, or $1 less. And that's how I deal with all my artists. That's what he was saying. I don't want a penny more than what's mine. You pay me, $1.1 million, and my cut is $1 million. I'm gonna leave $1 on the table. But I ain't taking $999,000 either. I need that extra $1,000. I need all mine, and I don't want a penny more, a penny less. And I took that and deposited that into my perspective. You know what I mean? About everything. I don't want nothing I ain't entitled to, but I want everything that's mine though.
Number 9, All Money In record label. In 2010, Nipsey created his All Money In record label. Their motto is economic self-sufficiency. Instead of blowing money on depreciating assets, he emphasized the importance of saving. The All Money In symbol represents Black self-sufficiency, Black unity, and economy. In 2013, Hussle garnered criticism for his Proud to Pay mixtape launch. He released the mixtape free on the internet, but had 1,000 hard copies to sell at $100 per unit, which came with a meet and greet, tickets to a private show, and an autograph. He sold all 1,000 CDs in less than 1 day and made $100,000. Nipsey did this to take a stance against major record labels, and because he owns his business and his masters, he could do this. And finally, number 10, he funded funerals for bereaved families. Unfortunately, because of the high murder rate in Crenshaw due to gang and gun violence, Nipsey has lost his fair share of family and friends as well to the streets. So he helped to fund funerals for low-income families who lost loved ones. No one could have known that his time would also be cut so short at the tender age of 33. From the young, well-mannered, intelligent, ambitious little boy that thought he could rule the world and dreamed larger-than-life dreams, to the handsome man that accomplished and crushed all of his goals, dreams, and aspirations, and helped others to do the same, while he constantly evolved. Ermias Ashkadon was truly prolific. Prolific, producing much fruit. Prolific, productive, creative, inventive, plentiful, and abundant. Prolific. No other word could better describe this man that measured his own success by the number of people he could bless. Now that's prolific. Hussle wrote a song about losing one of his loved ones, and even though he had power, fortune, and fame, he still could not bring him back. It goes, how you die at 30-something after banging all them years, Grammy nominated, in the sauna shedding tears, all this money, power, fame, and I can't make you reappear, but I don't wipe them though. We just embrace the only life we know. If it was me, I'd tell you, Negro, live your life and grow. I tell you, finish what you started. Reach them heights, you know, and gas the V12 to the pipe and smoke. If it was me, I'd tell you, Negro, live your life and grow.
I'm at peace with what I'm doing. I feel good about what I'm waking up doing and about my lifestyle. At one point, I wasn't proud of my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't content with what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't happy with that. So it was eating at me. Even though I'd be on the surface, cool and straight, deep down I knew that this wasn't the direction of what I need to be doing. Now I wake up with the feeling that I'm going in the direction that I'm here for. Like what I'm on this planet for, I'm doing it. Right. Bigger than just the LA, bigger than some gang banging, bigger than some street shit, just on some human shit. I'm doing what I'm here to do, I feel like. So it feel good, and I got a lot of confidence. I got a lot of confirmation from my hard work that it's going in the right direction, that I'm doing something right.
Thank you for passing the torch. Take your rest, and the marathon continues.